For decades, Robin Williams has been remembered as one of the most gifted and beloved comedians of all time. His boundless energy, improvisational genius, and ability to make people laugh were legendary. But behind the curtain of fame, the reality of working with him on set was something only a few people truly understood. One of those people was Sally Field, the acclaimed actress who shared some of her most challenging and unforgettable moments with Robin during their time filming. In a recent interview, Sally opened up in ways fans have never heard before. She revealed the quirks, the surprises, and even the emotional intensity of Robin Williams on set, moments that could make filming unpredictable, exhausting, and yet unforgettable. While the world saw a comedic genius, Sally gives us a glimpse into the man behind the laughter. Brilliant, impulsive, deeply empathetic, and sometimes difficult to manage. From last-minute improvisations that changed entire scenes to unexpected bursts of vulnerability, Robin's presence on set was electric. Sally recalls how his energy could elevate a scene to brilliance, or sometimes throw everyone completely off balance. She also shared touching personal stories about how he cared for his colleagues and brought unexpected warmth to even the most stressful days of filming. But it wasn't always easy. Working with someone like Robin demanded patience, flexibility, and a sense of humor. Sally's reflections reveal not only his extraordinary talent but also the human side of a man who carried the weight of his brilliance, his struggles, and his empathy everywhere he went. Today, we explore Sally Field's candid insights into Robin Williams' behavior on set, showing the laughter, the chaos, and the profound humanity of one of Hollywood's greatest legends. When Sally Field first stepped onto set with Robin Williams, she knew she was about to work with a comedic powerhouse, but nothing could have fully prepared her for the whirlwind that was Robin. From the moment cameras started rolling, his energy was palpable, a mix of unpredictable humor, rapid-fire improvisation, and a warmth that could light up an entire set. To anyone else, it might have seemed chaotic, but to Sally, it was electrifying, exhilarating, and, at times, exhausting. Robin had a reputation for transforming ordinary scenes into unforgettable moments. He didn't just act. He inhabited every line, every gesture, and every pause with intensity. For Sally, watching him work was both inspiring and challenging. You never knew what he was going to do next, she recalled. One minute we'd be rehearsing a scene, and the next he'd completely rewrite it in the funniest, most unexpected way. His improvisational genius kept everyone on their toes. Directors and co-stars had to adapt quickly, and Sally quickly realized that working with Robin required flexibility, quick thinking, and a willingness to embrace chaos. Yet Robin's brilliance came with a duality. Alongside his humor and energy, Sally noticed a depth that was often hidden from the public. There were moments of vulnerability, brief flashes of introspection, and sudden bursts of emotion that revealed the complexity of the man behind the laughter. He carried so much with him, Sally explained. It was like there was always something bubbling underneath: joy, anxiety, creativity, and sometimes sadness. You had to respect all of it to work with him effectively. Despite the unpredictability, Sally also saw Robin's generosity and empathy firsthand. He had a remarkable way of connecting with colleagues, making everyone feel seen and appreciated even in high-pressure moments. On set, he would often take time to encourage cast members, offer advice, or lighten the mood with a spontaneous joke. These gestures, while seemingly small, left a lasting impression on Sally and helped build trust and camaraderie. But working with Robin wasn't always easy. His relentless energy could disrupt the flow of a scene, forcing actors to adjust on the fly. For Sally, this meant constantly recalibrating her own performance to match his timing, tone, and improvisations. She admitted that it was exhausting at times, but also exhilarating, because it pushed her to elevate her own craft. "You had to keep up with him," she said. And if you did, the results were magic. In these early days of collaboration, Sally realized that working with Robin Williams was like riding a roller coaster. Thrilling, unpredictable, and sometimes nerve-wracking, but ultimately unforgettable. He wasn't just a co-star. He was a force of nature, a man whose genius could illuminate the smallest moments and turn ordinary scenes into cinematic brilliance. Working with Robin Williams, Sally Field quickly realized, was an experience like no other. On set, his energy was contagious but unpredictable. One moment, he could be delivering a heartfelt line with perfect timing, and the next, he'd improvise a joke so wild that the entire crew would erupt in laughter. For Sally, this constant unpredictability was both thrilling and exhausting. She learned early that to survive and thrive alongside Robin, she had to embrace spontaneity fully. One story she recounted involved a key dramatic scene that had been meticulously rehearsed. Robin, as usual, couldn't resist adding a sudden comedic twist. Sally laughed along with the crew, but she also had to quickly pivot, adjusting her performance to match his energy without losing the emotional core of the moment. It was chaos, but it worked, she explained. He had this ability to turn something ordinary into something extraordinary in seconds. These spontaneous bursts of creativity were what made Robin a genius, but they also demanded that his co-stars remain alert, adaptable, and constantly present in the moment. Sally also revealed that Robin's energy didn't just affect the performances, it influenced the entire production. Crew members found themselves constantly anticipating his next move, preparing for the unexpected. Directors had to balance their vision with Robin's improvisation, finding ways to maintain story integrity while allowing him the freedom that fueled his brilliance. Sometimes it felt like the set was a live organism, and Robin was its heartbeat, Sally said. You had to move with him, or risk being left behind. Despite the intensity, Sally emphasized Robin's generosity and humanity. He had a way of lightening the mood when tension arose, using humor to break through stress and tension. But he also had moments of deep empathy. Sally described times when Robin noticed a co-star struggling with a scene or emotional challenge and would quietly offer encouragement or advice. These gestures, though subtle, revealed a man who cared deeply for the people around him, even amid chaos. Yet, not every moment was easy. Robin could be intense and exhausting, sometimes testing the patience of those around him. He pushed boundaries, often blurring the line between professional and personal, comedic and dramatic. For Sally, it was a delicate balance. She had to protect the integrity of her own performance while keeping pace with a whirlwind of energy that few could match. It was demanding, she admitted. You had to be present, you had to trust him, and you had to be ready for anything. Ultimately, these challenges were part of what made the collaboration unforgettable. Sally realized that Robin's unpredictable behavior on set wasn't chaos for the sake of chaos. It was a reflection of his creative genius. Every joke, every improvisation, every burst of energy was intentional, even when it seemed spontaneous. It was this combination of brilliance, empathy, and unpredictability that made working with Robin Williams one of the most exhilarating experiences of her career. While the world remembers Robin Williams primarily for his humor and improvisational genius, Sally Field gives us a glimpse into a more complex side of the man she worked with. On set, Robin was electric, always full of energy, jokes, and rapid-fire ideas. But beneath that charisma lay layers of vulnerability and emotional intensity that only a few people witnessed. Sally's insights reveal that his brilliance was inseparable from his humanity. Sally recalled moments when Robin would shift from comedic chaos to sudden introspection. During breaks in filming, he sometimes opened up about personal struggles, the pressures of fame, or his deep empathy for those around him. He wasn't just a comedian. He was someone who felt everything deeply, Sally said, and sometimes that intensity would spill over into the work itself. These emotional waves, she explained, made him both inspiring and unpredictable. His energy could lift everyone's performance to new heights, but it could also create tension if someone wasn't prepared for the sudden shift in mood. One of the most striking aspects of Robin's behavior, according to Sally, was his desire to elevate others. Even in moments of chaos, he was attentive to the people around him. If a co-star struggled with a scene or needed reassurance, he would quietly step in, offering support disguised as humor or improvisation. He had this way of noticing things others didn't, she explained. Sometimes it was a line that wasn't landing. Sometimes it was someone feeling unsure. He made you feel like you were capable of more than you thought. This blend of empathy and creativity made him both a challenge and a gift to work with. Yet the intensity could be overwhelming. Sally admitted that there were days when Robin's constant energy and unpredictability tested her patience and focus. He would often rewrite or improvise scenes on the fly, pushing co-stars to adapt instantly. For someone used to careful preparation, this could be stressful. But Sally also recognized that these moments were part of what made the performances magical. The tension and spontaneity brought a raw, authentic quality to the work that scripted perfection could never achieve. Beyond the set, Robin's struggles with mental health were subtle but present. Sally noted that his bursts of humor sometimes masked moments of inner turmoil, a duality that made him both incredibly human and uniquely brilliant. While the cameras captured the laughter, only those close to him could sense the weight he carried. His behavior on set was an extension of this complexity, exuberant, generous, unpredictable, and deeply emotional. For Sally, working alongside Robin was a lesson in resilience, empathy, and adaptability. She learned to embrace his energy without being overwhelmed, to trust his instincts while maintaining her own professionalism, and to appreciate the depth behind the laughter. It wasn't just about performing with a legendary actor. It was about witnessing a man whose genius and vulnerability coexisted in every moment, both on screen and off. In sharing her reflections, Sally Field gives fans a rare glimpse into the full spectrum of Robin Williams' personality, a man whose brilliance could exhilarate, challenge, and inspire all at once. His behavior on set, she emphasizes, was a window into the extraordinary complexity of a truly legendary artist. Working with Robin Williams, Sally Field quickly realized that no day on set was ever ordinary. Robin's energy was relentless, and his improvisational genius turned even the most mundane moments into unforgettable experiences. For Sally, this meant every scene was a mixture of excitement, challenge, and unpredictable chaos, but one she treasured deeply. Sally recalled one particular day during filming when a relatively simple scene turned into complete comedic chaos. Robin decided to improvise a sequence, ad-libbing lines and adding physical humor that no one anticipated. "I had to think on my feet constantly," Sally explained. "One second I was delivering my lines seriously. The next I was reacting to something so absurd that the cameras couldn't keep up. The crew was in stitches." But for Sally, the experience demanded sharp focus, adaptability, and a strong sense of timing. It was exhausting, but exhilarating. Another anecdote she shared involved Robin's playful pranks. He loved to lighten the mood by surprising co-stars with unexpected jokes, impersonations, or even spontaneous musical bits. "He could turn a tense, stressful day into something magical in an instant," Sally said. Yet, these moments required her and other actors to constantly adjust. The unpredictability became part of the rhythm of working with him. You never knew what would happen next, but you knew it would be unforgettable. Despite the chaos, Sally emphasized that Robin's antics were never mean-spirited. Behind the jokes and improvisation was a deep desire to bring joy to everyone on set. He wanted to elevate scenes, lighten the mood, and push co-stars to find unexpected nuances in their performances. It was a kind of brilliance that demanded patience and trust but rewarded those who embraced it fully. Some scenes, however, required serious emotion, and Robin's ability to transition from wild humor to intense drama was staggering. Sally marveled at his capacity to balance both extremes, making audiences laugh one moment and cry the next. "You never had a dull moment," she recalled. "He made you feel every emotion, sometimes all at once." These dualities kept everyone on edge, but also created a rare and magical creative environment. Sally also highlighted the camaraderie Robin fostered among the cast and crew. While his energy could be overwhelming, it was balanced by his generosity. He frequently offered guidance, encouragement, and reassurance, helping co-stars navigate challenging scenes and grow in their craft. This combination of chaos, brilliance, and mentorship made the set an intense but deeply rewarding place to work. For Sally Field, the chaos of working with Robin Williams was not just a series of funny or stressful incidents. It was a masterclass in creativity, empathy, and adaptability. She learned to trust his instincts, adapt to unpredictability, and embrace the magic he created in every moment. His energy, unpredictability, and genius left an indelible mark on her career, one that she continues to reflect on with awe and admiration. Looking back, Sally Field describes her time on set with Robin Williams as one of the most extraordinary experiences of her career. Working alongside a man whose brilliance was as unpredictable as it was inspiring left a lasting impression. She emphasizes that his energy, humor, and intensity were inseparable from his genius, and that understanding him required patience, adaptability, and a deep respect for his artistry. For Sally, Robin's behavior on set revealed both his extraordinary talent and his profound humanity. Behind the laughter and chaos were moments of vulnerability, empathy, and care for those around him. He lifted others' performances, guided co-stars with subtle encouragement, and transformed every scene with his improvisational skill. Yet he was also a reminder that brilliance can come with complexity, that even the most gifted people have layers of struggle and depth that remain unseen by the public. Sally reflected on the lessons she learned while working with him. She learned to embrace spontaneity, to trust her instincts in the face of unpredictability, and to adapt quickly when the unexpected occurred, skills that would serve her in countless roles afterward. More importantly, she learned to recognize and respect the delicate balance between talent, creativity, and human vulnerability. Robin showed her that genius is rarely simple, but when approached with patience and understanding, it can create moments of magic. In sharing her insights, Sally also pays tribute to Robin's enduring legacy. His work continues to inspire actors, comedians, and audiences worldwide, but his impact on those who worked closely with him offers an even richer story. She reminds fans that the laughter we remember was only one side of a multifaceted man whose empathy, intelligence, and humanity made him unforgettable both on and off the screen. Ultimately, Sally's reflections serve as a testament to Robin Williams' extraordinary life and career. He was a whirlwind of creativity, a master of improvisation, and a deeply caring human being. The lessons she gained from working with him about adaptability, empathy, and embracing the unpredictable are lessons that continue to resonate, keeping his spirit alive in the hearts of those who knew him and the millions of fans who continue to celebrate his legacy.